There's a quote from Clarissa Pinkola Estés from Women Who Run with Wolves about how women, especially, will put off doing creative work and starting new creative projects because we have miles long to-do lists. So she says, I've seen women insist on cleaning everything in the house before they could sit down to write. And it's a funny thing about house cleaning, it never comes to an end. Perfect way to stop a woman. A woman must be careful to not allow over responsibility or over respectability to steal her necessary creative rests, rifts, and raptures. She simply must put her foot down and say no to half of what she believes she should be doing. Art is not to meant is art is not meant to be created in stolen moments only. She also says, we all begin the process before we are ready, before we are strong enough, before we know enough. We begin a dialogue with thoughts and feelings that both tickle and thunder within us. We respond before we know how to speak the language, before we know all the answers, and before we know exactly to whom we are speaking. And that is really the mindset shift that pushed me over the edge to actually start this project. It's this realization that it's just as important as everything else on my to-do list, which is quite extensive as a PhD student. But being able to express oneself creatively is so fulfilling, um, and just to start, even before you feel like you're ready to do it, I am a big believer in the idea of doing things scared, of doing things before you know that it's going to be successful. I mean, that is the definition of a risk. And what is life without taking a few risks